going to do an update on the gardening phenomena. I had my first squash today, and I feel better. I feel nourished, nutritionally nourished. I didn't really think about this that much before. I kind of knew it was happening, but I didn't think too much about it. I was a little bit malnourished before eating this squash because of financial strain, but also, it's really just because of financial strain. Depending on where you start, but it's all the finances, all financial strain. But I ate this squash and I feel much better physically. On the other half of the garden, the gardening phenomena, I should say, somebody snuck in and ate a squash that I did not want to be there. I did not want the person to be there. I did want the squash, obviously, that's why I grew the squash. And they left the butt of the squash on the ground with their chomp marks in it. So, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. There's repeated evidence of trespass in the yard. They don't like the full rows of corn. They always like a few corn plants missing from the row. The beans, they always like to clip my fucking bean plants. And some of my other vine plants, they have like big hunking leaves, like a square foot leaf. Somebody just cut it off and stole the leaf too. They stole the leaf, so I know it wasn't nature. Somebody went over there and picked the leaf off of my squash and the plant, or off my vine plant. The plant is physically injured. They leave behind a physically injured plant. Before I'm taking good care of it, enjoying the yard and everything, which is my freedom in America as an American. Not even in it could be anywhere anywhere at all. Americans have this inalienable right to the freedom of the pursuit of happiness. Me, I find happiness in gardening my yard, not with some sneaky trespasser coming in and snipping my vine plants. So the way I see it, I can handle this one of two ways. Either I could continue to just plant and grow as much as possible, or I could not do it and say, you know what, no, these people are too psychotic for me to deal with. It's unenjoyable for me to garden with all this. And I do not want to be constantly fighting this my whole life. I don't want to do it, but I do want to grow my own food supply. And so there is a tension there. And really, the biggest concern of mine it's not if somebody has a squash or not. That's not really the biggest concern. If somebody came up and knocked on my door and said, "Hey, I'm hungry. I need dinner. Can I have a squash?" I'd probably say, "Sure," and go get a squash for the guy, whatever. But to sneak into my backyard and nibble on a squash for a while and leave the rind on the ground, no, no. And that was before I even tasted the squash too, which is especially insulting. So the real obstacle here is I want a personal food supply, and it's not. Maybe if you're not a gardener, you don't understand this, but there's something about growing your own food, and it's personal. It's a personal thing. It's like stealing a child from me. That's what that's like. And eating them and leaving the fucking appendages on the ground. That's what it's like to me. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do now is uh, fill up the yard with an abundance of one particular kind of plant, and just really drastically limit what I grow there. Instead of exploring with different seeds and really enjoying this food forest concept, I'm gonna have uh, to plant more of less things, because that way I limit what I expose to thieves while still being able to nourish myself. The That's kind of where I'm at with this right now. As you can see, the cars driving by all the fucking time.